It's extremely disappointing. It will be incredibly damaging to our neighborhood and incredibly damaging to the university, we believe, as well. And so I'd like to ask our next speaker, who will be followed by our legal counsel, who represents the Greenwich Village Society for Historic Preservation and the NYU faculty. But first, Patrick Deere, a professor at NYU, will be our next speaker.
Hi, thanks for coming. So speaking on behalf of the faculty, the hundreds and hundreds of members of our faculty group,
you can get closer to
the 37 departments and divisions who voted overwhelmingly against the plan, we'd just like to express our deep, deep distress and dismay that the City Council has made the decision to pass this plan. We need new classrooms and labs for our students, sure, but speaking as the faculty, we feel we're the best guides to how our academic space needs should be fulfilled, and this is out of all proportion. This is a really bad plan for the village. It's not going to be good for NYU, and we're deeply distressed, but the faculty is going to keep on fighting. We're united with our neighbours in the community, with the Greenwich Village Society for Historical Preservation. We are determined that we shall hold this plan, a plan that is not true to our academic mission. And with that, I'll hand over to our legal counsel, Jim.
Hi, I'm Jim Walden from Gibson Dunn, and the City Council speaker kicked out the entire balcony because people were upset, outraged really, about a process that was no process at all. And if she was upset about what happened today, she hasn't seen anything yet. This was a bad day for democracy, but believe me when I say it was a good day for our legal strategy, because this process, and I put that in quotes, exposed this as the sham that it was. What country would there be where there would be a press release before the vote was actually being taken to say what the outcome was going to be? That is a classic example of a process that's no process at all. It is a sham. And this is not the first sham in this process. Stringer said he was going to fight for the people, and he shut the community out. Chin said that she would not accept this plan, and then she shut the community out and barely changed a thing. We think that this is a layup as a legal case, and that's the next battle that's going to be waged. We don't have much confidence in the regulatory process and the political process that's supposed to be the oversight function. We have a lot of confidence in the courts, and you will see us in the courts in the next couple of months on what's called an Article 78 that gives the court the power to overturn an agency action that is arbitrary and capricious. And I say in no uncertain terms, this is the height of arbitrariness, and this is the height of capricious action, and we will expose it in court for what it was.
So who are you actually suing?
We're exploring all of our legal theories, but the suit will be broad. Certainly will include the City Planning Commission.
Certainly would include the city. Yeah.
Certainly would include the City Planning Commission and others.
And are there any cases, I mean, this is sort of routinely how the city planning process has worked in the cities. Are there other cases you can point to where you've been successfully won the courts?
I take slight exception with your characterization that the process worked, because if this is the way the process worked, it clearly doesn't work for the people it's supposed to serve. But certainly I don't think that they followed the process that they laid out. They asked questions and they asked for information from NYU. They didn't even follow up. The same thing happened at the City Council. When the cameras are on and you guys are watching and the public's there, they're great standing up there saying, well, we want this piece of information, we want that explanation, but then they don't follow up and they go into a back room and they cut a deal. That is not the kind of process that a city agency that is supposed to support the people and serve the people, that's not the way the process is supposed to work. So I think that from a legal perspective, this is an easy case. I think that there's no court that will put a stamp of approval on a process that, as Andrew so eloquently said, is really a sham.
So you're going to actually ask the court to, the suit is going to ask them to overturn the city council vote, correct?
The city is going to ask them to overturn the City Planning Commission decision that was the basis of the council vote.
Okay.
So, among other things.
What's the role of Bloomberg in this?
Well, the next stage, this now goes to the mayor. We will certainly do everything we can to marshal our forces to try to convince him that this is the wrong thing for the village, and frankly, not the legacy that he wants to leave. We have little doubt that we'll get more of a hearing than we did today when the entire balcony was kicked out because a couple of people got say.
Okay, and your name again?
Jim Walden, W-A-L-D-E-N, Gibson, Dunn.
I'm sorry.
No.
W-A-L-D-E-N, Jim?
From Gibson, Dunn, and Crutcher. Thank you.
The law firm's name is in that press release. One of the things that's amazing about the actions of the City Council and the City Planning Commission is we actually had leaders in communities like the financial district say we would welcome NYU's presence. We would love to have a conversation with the university about locating this expansion there, and the council refused to even consider that. It would clearly be a better plan for New York City. It would be a better plan for the university. Certainly it would be a better plan for our neighborhood, and it was not even looked at. So this process was clearly broken, did not take into account any of the issues that were raised by the most affected parties. And so we're glad that the community and the faculty are united with our legal counsel in we're gonna use every legal means available to us to prevent this from moving ahead.
And just to recap this vote today and the plan, the expansion plan, the key to your opposition to it.
Well, there's no reason why the City Council should have voted to have given away our parks and playgrounds, to take land that was given to NYU years ago with clear stipulations that they could never build on it, and say now we're overturning those rules. They should not be oversaturating our neighborhood with NYU facilities. They should have explored alternatives. And the process, even though we disagree completely with the decision they made, the process by which we got there stunk. They did not listen to the public. They did not listen to our concerns. Clearly, they had made up their mind before they even came in and took the actual vote, and they were willing to say so.